al-Kareem, Allah says in the Holy Quran, Ya ibadiya alladhina amanu inna ardi wasi'a fa iyaya fa'budun. O my servants who have faith, the earth is spacious enough for you, so serve me in it. So what we want to talk about today is this concept of serving Allah. What does it mean to serve someone or something that you cannot see, and sometimes you're not sure whether it's there? How does one serve such a being? So what does it mean to serve Allah after we have established faith in Allah? Does it mean to worship Allah through our prayers and our fasting? When we have come to learn that prayers and fasting and giving zakah, going on hajj, these are all tools. The way we read them in the Quran, we can see that they are tools, they are gifts that Allah has given us, and these are ways that we can connect with Allah. But ultimately, when we look at the benefits of these actions or these rituals, they are for the self. So it's self-serving. It doesn't serve Allah. So there must be something else that we have to do to show that we are serving Allah. So similarly with the fasting, the Prophet Muhammad says, كل عمل ابن آدم له إلا الصوم فإنه لي وأنا أجري به. That Allah has said, all of humanity's actions are for themselves. So Allah confirms this. All what you do of good deeds is for yourself. Except for fasting, it is for me and I will reward it. Now often we also understand this to think that serving Allah is then through fasting. But what this only means is that when we fast, it is only Allah who knows that we're fasting. You know, you can cheat and you can say, no, I'm fasting, but only Allah knows. And so in that basis, Allah is saying that then I will reward you for that authenticity. And also we know through fasting does not increase material wealth or physical wealth, but fasting only increases spiritual wealth. And when we increase our spiritual wealth, we are then closer connected to Allah. So all humanity's good deeds are for themselves. So can we say we are serving Allah through our prayers, our fasting, zakah and hajj? No, we can't. It must be something else. So what does it mean to serve Allah? We know Allah is everywhere. Even though we cannot see Allah, we have established that faith. So how do we serve that being that we cannot see? So we serve Allah then through what we can see of what Allah has created. So we serve Allah through His creations. So we care for it, we give it importance, we nurture it wherever we can, and in that way we are serving Allah. So Allah has given us all gifts. So through the gifts that Allah has given us, our abilities, our strengths, our talents, we serve Allah's creation. For example, if you're a teacher, you use that skill to the best of your ability, you teach well. If you're a gardener, you garden well, you care for the earth, you care for the plants, the seeds that grow. Serve it well. If you're a manager, you will manage in a particular style that is organic, right? So that it's about the team and not about your position that you hold or your rank that you hold. When you're a counselor, you take the concept of absolute positive regard and client-centeredness, you take that into consideration, you be serious about that, be genuine about that. Even when you have a partner, often we go into relationships because we expect our partners have to fulfill a particular role. But understanding that we need to give to our partners instead of expecting from our partners, that is serving Allah. And so when is it that we serve Allah? We serve Allah when our focus is outside of ourselves. When we have stopped being the eye specialist. You know what's an eye specialist? When it's I. It's about me. Everything is about me. So when we start looking outside of that, that is what we call true ibadah. We're serving others. So when the act of good is for others with no expectations in return, that's when we serve. Somebody said in the iPad, no, I will not love until this person loves me. So that's a trade. I will only give you and I will only serve you if you serve me. That's not serving. That's business. So there are a few beautiful hadith that I found that support this Quranic concept of giving. For example, the Nabi Muhammad said, "In tu'minu billahi wal yawmil akhir, falyukrimu dayfak." That if you truly believe in Allah and you have the hope to connect with Allah at some point, then honor your guest. That's so beautiful. We see that one of the reasons why Sodom and Gomorrah was destroyed, not because of homosexuality, but because they didn't care for the guest. They openly did not want to follow the law of Nabi Ibrahim, which was honoring the guest. And this is something which is taught in different spiritual houses. For example, Hinduism teaches treat your guest as if it's a god that enters your house. I think that's very beautiful, right? And therefore you get this ihtiram kind of thing in Hinduism. That's very, very beautiful. So give them the best of what you have. For example, if your guest comes into your house and your practice is to eat and drink out of china, then give them your silver to drink out of. If you sleep on a comfortable bed, don't let them sleep on the floor. You go sleep on the floor and give up your bed. Right? Honor your guests. So why is honoring your guests a question of the level of your faith? Because Allah says you cannot say that I have faith, or you cannot say that I'm hoping to meet with Allah, but you're not honoring your guests. Because the way to get closer to Allah is by serving others. It is about focusing outside of ourselves. It's about serving Allah through His creation. It is about leaving people better than what you found them. Leaving your guests better than what you found them. Another hadith says, "La yu'minu ahadukum hatta yuhibba li akhihi ma yuhibbu li nafsihi." That none of you truly believe until you wish for your brother what you wish for yourself. Again, it's about others. So if you want happiness, make others happy. If you want love, we all want that, give love and expect nothing in return. Don't make your love conditional. If you want more money, spend some money on others. If you want others to say good things about you, say good things about others. And the Nabi Muhammad ﷺ also taught us this. Jesus ﷺ taught us this. Hinduism teaches us this through the law of karma, that what you do unto others will be done unto you. Another hadith says, "Allahu fi awni al-abd, ma dama al-abd fi awni akhi." That Allah is in the service of you as long as you are in the service of others. So as long as you be serving others, your guests, your family, your friends, your partner, your relationships that you establish with people, when that becomes more important than your own needs, you're serving Allah. And Allah will be in your service all the time. So one of the things you need to question when you say, I've asked Allah for this and I've asked Allah for that, but this looks like Allah doesn't listen to me. Question your actions first. Don't question Allah. Allah is all compassionate, all merciful. Question, how much am I offering to others? How much am I serving others so that Allah can serve me? So the moment you stop serving others, or your service of others is inauthentic, it's not genuine, then your support gets taken away. So what does serving others mean? It can be done in many ways. The Nabi Muhammad said even a smile is charity, that's service, right? So don't go down the street with a long face, when you meet a stranger, smile. They say it takes less muscles to smile than to frown. So serving others means making sure that your actions have positive impacts on others. Right? Whether it is something you said or whether it's something that you've done, it leaves somebody else feeling positive about having engaged with you. Giving good advice to people is not service. Right? No two people's experience or life journey can be the same. So we need to stop giving advice. We can tell people about our journey, we can share the story, we can give people options, right? But don't give advice. Let people follow what they feel is good for their soul. because our journeys are never the same. When somebody asks you what to do, even if it be your best friend or your child, ask them, what would you like to do? Right? Talk to them about the options that's available for them, but don't give advice. So what would be the best action for you in the situation that would lead to your happiness? What are the options that are available for you? How can I support you? Then another verse, another hadith says, Al-Muslimu man salim al-Muslim bil-lisanihi wa yadihi. That a Muslim, a true Muslim, is he by whose tongue and hands other Muslims are safe, or other people are safe. So for example, you don't gossip about other people, because then they're not safe. You're talking bad about them. If you hear a story about somebody, you're not sure whether that is the truth, you can stop the person and say, sorry, I would rather you tell me the story when the person is here. When somebody is being abused, you come to that person's defense. When somebody is being oppressed, you speak out against it. And so how do we make sure that somebody is safe by the kind of actions that we have? By removing something harmful from somebody's path. Right? When you see somebody being attacked, to run to that person's defense. To be conscious of the space that you share with others. So not to think that, you just have the right, because you share a safe space, you have the right to use the person's toothbrush or brush or anything like that without asking. For example, small things like that normally causes relationships to break down. And say kind words or do kind deeds for one another. And do deeds and say things that make people feel good. The Quran encourages us not to say things that are ambiguous. So, after you had a conversation with somebody, you think, oh, why did he say that? What did he mean by that? Be clear in what you're saying. And when you talk to people, use kind words more than sarcasm. And then the Quran says, إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يُغَيِّرُ مَا بِقَوْمٍ حَتَّى يُغَيِّرُ مَا بِأَنفُسِهِمْ. That Allah is not going to change your condition until you change it yourself. Now often hear people say, I go with the flow. What flow are you going with? Even the dead fish floats downstream with the flow. You decide your flow. Allah is not going to live your life for you. Allah says, I'm not going to change your path, I'm not going to change your situation until you take action. So Islam is proactive, right? You decide what you want the flow to be, and then ask Allah to help you on that journey. So take your power back, right? Allah would not have given you this gift of life, and then you want to dictate how you need to live it. No, it's your life, right? You decide what you want to do with it, and then ask Allah to help you with that. But when we say Allah has control over everything, of course Allah has control over everything. But Allah does not control your actions. But Allah says that if you take a particular action and you go this way, the system that I have designed will land you up there. If you take this particular journey, the system that I have designed will take you there. So in that way Allah has control. But you have control over your actions. This is your life. This is your gift. So if you do good, the system will return good. If you do bad, the system will return bad. But the act of doing is yours, and Allah leads you to the result of your action. So at the end, you still hold the power. If you are not happy in your relationship, you're in an abusive relationship, and your partner doesn't want to contribute to that relationship, get another partner. There's so many people that you can be in love with romantically. But don't go with the flow. That's dangerous, because you don't know where that flow takes you. So be proactive. When your actions meet the good intentions of your soul, you cannot be but supported by the universe. Do you understand that? The soul only has good intentions. When we become bad, it's because of our own insecurities, our own weaknesses, but the soul's intention is good. And when you can then start to connect with your soul's intention, and your actions is in line with your soul's intention, you have the support of the universe. May Allah bless me and you through the guidance of the Noble Quran, and may its teachings and remembrances benefit me and you. Truly Allah is the possessor of wealth, the sovereign, the all-good, the one who has authority over us, the all-loving, the all-merciful.